The first thing that makes you very easily attractive to a man is when you know that relationships aren't all about a woman's happiness. What do I mean by that? It does not mean your happiness is not important, okay? It does not mean it's not a priority. However, there's a lot of women, maybe you may not, that have fallen into this way of thinking that it's all about him proving to her. It's all about she's the prize. It's all about happy wife, happy life. And it's not that I necessarily disagree with that kind of ideology, so to speak. I think we have to dissect it. It's just that women may not realize that when you keep thinking like that, you're forgetting about his happiness too. And so when you are a woman that shows that you know it's about the both of us, that we are both a prize in this situation. I know a lot of people don't like that, okay? But think about this for a second. A good man is a blessing to a woman, just as a good woman is a blessing to a man. If both sides don't embrace that way of thinking, you will end up with a one-sided relationship. So when a woman understands that, listen, his needs, his feelings, his desires are as important as mine, this makes you a much more desirable woman to that man. And I think that for a lot of women, what happens is sometimes it's not that you're intentionally trying to dismiss or consciously and blatantly trying to dismiss his feelings and his desires. Many of you, I do believe that there's a lot of great women who do embrace this mindset of we have to pour into each other. However, it's very easy as a woman to get so caught up in how you feel about things that you become blind to how he's feeling, especially in moments when you're vulnerable, especially in moments where maybe there's something that you aren't getting right now. And because you're feeling some kind of way about it, your focus is on the fact that he is not pouring into you, but you're forgetting the fact that, but you haven't been pouring into him either. All right? And we're not doing tit for tat, but we do have to make sure we're always doing our part. So being mindful of that and taking a step back and saying, okay, is he happy too? It's not just, am I happy? Is he happy too? What can we do to make each other happy? Knowing this, embracing this will take you very far with a man. All right. So the next thing, when a woman knows this, it makes her very attracted to a man. And please, quick disclaimer. This might trigger some of y'all. All right. I'm warning you in advance. I love you. You know, I mean no harm. Take a deep breath. All right. Listen and let me explain and break the whole thing down. Do not react quickly to this. But the next thing is when you know that giving him freedom doesn't mean he'll cheat on you. Here's what I mean. As a coach, I have sat down with many couples. I've lost count. It's too many to give you the number. And one of the reoccurring themes that I've seen in so many relationships is essentially the woman putting all these, I'm not even going to say boundaries, all these restrictions on the man, all right? On how he can move, what he can do, who he can hang with, all these different things. You know, there's a lot of talk about men being controlling, but the reality is that there's a lot of women who do the same. And not in a controlling, I want to, again, it may not be in this conscious, I'm trying to run you and maliciously hurt you kind of controlling, but it's really, I'm controlling the situation for what I perceive to be my safety. This is the woman, okay? But what happens is you end up suffocating the man in a way that creates a bigger problem later. So let's give an example. I know of situations where the man is not allowed to take trips with his boys, all right? Now, some of you may be saying, why the hell he need to go anywhere with his boys anyway? If I'm not there, what does he need to be doing with them? Listen, some men may not care to go on trips with their boys. For some people, this may not be important, right? But that's not the point. It's the principle of this. Her unwillingness to allow something that he actually wants to do, because in reality, she's fearing that allowing him to do this will lead to him acting inappropriately, is only going to work against her more. You got to understand, if this man is going to cheat on you, if he's truly a cheater at heart, then adding all these restrictions doesn't stop that. All right. You don't need to control the situation. It's actually better to let the man do what he wants to do in a respectful manner, of course, with communication, with understanding. But if he wants to go on that trip, let him. And then and rest upon the fact that you as a woman, let's be real. A lot of times y'all still catch it if he does do something he's not supposed to do, okay? And I'm sorry to laugh, but I'm just saying, you guys are just so good at picking up on stuff. So you almost got to trust. It's kind of like what's done in the dark will come to light. The truth will be told. You don't have to go searching for it all the time. But the point is, letting the man do his thing will allow you to see his true character. All right? It's almost like, if you're worried about someone stealing your money, what is a quicker way to expose if they're a thief? To always hide the money when they're around, or to leave the money out and see if they take it? And I'm not saying we do this to purposely try to set people up. But what I'm saying is, unless you are someone who just naturally hides your money, okay, if that's how you live, that's how you live. But what I'm saying is, you don't need to add all these extra restrictions thinking that that's going to somehow save you from having to deal with inappropriate behavior, okay? So what happens in a lot of these situations, because yes, I do understand there are men out there who will take it and run, who will do things they're not supposed to do, all right? And I understand how that's a concern for a lot of women. But it's almost like you're making the good guys out there who won't violate, who won't do anything inappropriate, pay for the sins of the other guys. All right. There are men who can go on these trips and they're going to respect their relationship, but they want to be able to go out with their boys. They want to be able to hang out sometimes late at night. And it's not anything to maliciously hurt you or disregard how you feel. The problem is that, again, if you continuously restrict them in a way that takes away their freedom, what happens is it's almost like caging in a lion, and you constantly keep him in the cage, constantly keep him in the cage. And then when he one day finally gets out, he doesn't know how to act. All right. He acts a damn fool, because it's almost like he has to indulge in this moment rather than realizing you don't have to be this way. You can do this at any time. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,